speed in which prices are growing across Australia, in the longer run, all the investment properties will be hugely negatively geared, even though interest rates may come down because the income in Australia is not growing and rents cannot keep on growing. What are your thoughts for the next 5 years regarding property prices and rental yields? So I guess with this one, it's really just understanding there's a perception of value that happens in the market. So if we look at this with a much longer lens and we zoom out, if you're trying to buy in the middle of Sydney or Melbourne or Brisbane right now, you're not going to get yields that are going to be at 5 or 6%. Now, maybe a long time ago they were, but what you will find is those outer suburbs, which maybe right now they're not attractive to buy because there's too much supply around them, right? And because there's so much supply, also the rents aren't really pushing through. But as time will go on, you'll start to find these suburbs. So like Ipswich is a really a good example of this, where they had an enormous amount of supply come through in kind of that 2012, 2015 period, where it was just home after home after home. That dries up after a period of time. You start to see, yields increase because the demand is increased, but the supply has dried up. And then what will happen is there'll be, another Ipswich that'll be 20 or 30 minutes down the road. And we're blessed here in this country where we've got huge amount of population growth, not only internally but externally. So that demand is really not going to go anywhere. Now, will that mean that your properties in the middle of the city, their yields will likely come down? But there might also be other methods where people are manufacturing extra rental yields out of those properties. Potentially they're going down. Not that I'm a huge fan of this, but potentially they're going down share homes. Potentially they're turning them into boarding houses. Maybe they're adding a granny flat, or they're subdividing and putting 2 properties in there. And that's going to uplift the yield. So there's going to be a myriad of things. I think we can get caught up in this that it's all doom and gloom in what we're going through right now. But if you zoom back and you speak to any other investor from 20, 30, 40 years ago, the same patterns just always repeat. Not that I believe in cycles, I've adjusted that one before, but there'll just be new towns come up, new supply come through, and it's about where that next value hotspot is going to be.